Hi mathematicians. For the first couple of problems on your starter today, we are going to focus with words that have to do with when you're talking about money or finance. So anytime you're talking about money, these are the two sets of words that are typically going to be associated with those in word problems. So all of the words in this little part of the table mean that you're receiving money in some way. And so that is going to be represented by a positive integer. And then the second table over here has to do with words that mean you're losing money or the amount of money that you go down or something like that. And those are going to be represented with negative numbers. So for problem number 1, take a minute to look at those list of words and decide if you can think how you would represent that situation, a profit of $300. All right, folks, so this particular problem was asking for a profit of $300. And you see the word profit is right down here under the list of words we use to represent positive numbers. So this is going to be represented by a positive 300. But typically when it's a positive number, we don't write that positive in the front. So just type into your Google form 300. Problem number 2 is asking for an integer that represents $70 in debt. So I'm going to give you a minute to look at the list of words and see if you've got an idea about which integer we would use for this situation. All right, so this one was a little bit tricky because you're going to notice that the word debt wasn't actually in either of those lists exactly. It's related to this word debit. So a debit is basically anytime money gets taken out of something. And like a debit card is a good example. If you use that, it takes money out of your checking account. A debt is kind of the same thing. It means that you owe somebody. So if you owe, oh, that was like really ugly handwriting there. So if you owe somebody money, you're in there, you have a debt. So that implies we're going to use the one that's a negative. So for the integer, type into your Google Sheet, negative 70. All right, number 3 and 4, or numbers 3 and 4 on your Google Sheet are going to have to do with changes in heights, temperature, stuff like that. So first thing we're talking about is height. And just in case, in this example, in case you don't know what sea level means, that's basically the measurement that you kind of use to measure like right at the ground. So anything above sea level, so you've got things that are above sea level, and then, you know, if you have like a ditch or a valley or something like that, or the ocean, that would be below sea level. Okay, so I'm going to shush for just a second, give you a moment to determine what integer you think might represent that. All right, so again, above is going to be up above sea level, which means this is going to be a positive 75, but we don't write the positive. So please fill in 75 in your next blank on your Google form.